My name is Smriti Tuladhar. I'm the founder of BitterSweet Confectionery and Nepal. So BitterSweet Confectionery is basically a company that produces customized chocolates. So we always promote this as it in a way of it creates memories. Then we sell chocolates because it really does. Because whenever you buy a chocolate, it's like not customized according to your need. Because let's say you want to gift someone in a birthday, so his name is not written or her name is not written, so it's kind of incomplete. So we complete that. So it's more of like customization of chocolates, and we specialize in corporate gifting. And Little Nepal Inn is it just recently started, and it's a very good, comfortable hotel, and it has been a year and it's going good. When I was a kid, there was a lot of things I wanted to become. So many things fed by my family that I have to become a doctor or an engineer. Personally, if you ask me, then I wanted to become a traveler who cooks, and I love to cook. So I want to bake and cook and travel around the world. I still want to. That's my retirement plan. Let's say soon. But yeah, when I was a child, I really wanted to travel around the world, and I had an idol. She was Samantha Brown, so she used to eat and she used to travel and explain about the places. So I want to become something like her. Bittersweet, it is a long story. So, Bittersweet, when I started my bachelor's, so I somehow had this in my back of the mind. I wanted to start something of my own. So अब गर्दै गरेँ पढ्दै गरेँ अनि त्यसपछि I still remember it was my final year, and I had my final exams over there, and I was studying for my exams. And in Kathmandu University School of Management, there is an incubating center called Idea Studio. So it was the first season, and it was just launched, and I happened to submit an idea. It was about making chocolates. So a day prior, I read a newspaper, and it had an article that read like, Nepal imports billions of dollars of foreign chocolates every year, and it increases at 1.6 percentage per annum. So it was huge. Plus, I love to cook, and I love to make and create something of my own. So it was my final exam. There was a lot of pressure of studies, but I still submitted my ideas. And surprisingly, after the completion of my exams, we got selected. I had no idea how to bake a chocolate or how to come up with the product. And all my faculties were very supportive, and they said, अब idea to select भयो, you are one of the finalists, so you have to come up with a product. So it was not a new arena itself that I applied in chocolates, because I love to cook and love to bake. There was a base in because it was my hobby. It really made to product बनाउनलाई पनि एकदम help गर्यो हैन. And then after that BBA मा you have to do an internship program, so you have to go outside, and then त्यो गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ then I went outside for 2 years. Yeah, 1 year. 1 year I went outside, and 1 year was like a experience. I worked. So 1 year was more of like I went outside, traveled, and then I met a lot of people who makes chocolates. I met a lot of chefs. I went to a lot of chocolate factories myself, and then slowly and slowly I knew how to come up with a basic product. So I came back, and then I launched my product, saying, okay, this is my minimal viable product, which will look like this. I started with my canteen itself. We had a small canteen, and students were about like 800 to 900 students studied over there. So it was easy. So to just test how my products goes. So I started with my canteen itself, and slowly people liked the product, and they said, okay, मलाई अब यो कसैलाई अब gift गर्नलाई चाहिँ they would like that product. So I knew that there was a market in it, in its own, of that chocolate. So slowly I gained knowledge on how to bake a good quality chocolate. Then and after a year, I officially launched my product saying this is BitterSweet chocolates, and we customize. I was a student back then, so I have to study as well as bake chocolates. So there was a time constraint where I could not totally give in to the business itself. So I just thought that being a student, what I will do is I'll firstly start a business model, not like chocolates that sells chocolates, chocolate company that sells chocolates to the business entrepreneurs, not the customers. So that way it will be a fixed amount they have per month. So I approached the business clients, and it was a good feedback, and over the period of time we developed the product itself, and right now it's in a good state. Yeah, a lot of people ask me how I did came up with the name, because it's very interesting name. It's bittersweet. So कतिजना Tito chocolate ho भनेर पनि सोध्छ हैन. It's nothing like that. But if you just look at it, bittersweet is in any relationship, you have a bitter moment and a sweet moment with your siblings, with your parents, with your, let's say, spouse, with your any friend. It's an amalgamation of bittersweet moments. So their whole entire life is amalgamation of bitter and sweet moment, plus the taste of bitter and sweet makes a perfect combination. So I thought, why not keep it bittersweet? मैले सुरु गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ खासै मलाई त्यस्तो, it's not a big market itself to have a lot of resources. So अलि struggle चाहिँ गर्यो, and startup period it was very difficult because I was a student back then. I used to study a lot and I was a Kusumite, and it was very hard त्यो बेला. And then resource gather गर्नलाई पनि it was like so many things, like you have to really search where do you get it and is it good or not, and and so resource gather गर्नलाई चाहिँ एकदम difficult भयो, because I started in a time when त्यो Nepal India को blockade चलिरहेको थियो, and then there was no resources, and I struggled. A lot of business were getting closed down at that time, but I don't know, I had something within me saying that okay, I have to start right now. So त्यो बेला चाहिँ सुरु गरेको बेला एकदम difficult भएको थियो रिसोर्सेसहरु ल्याउनलाई पनि. कति प्रायदेखि like I had to order it, अनि स्टकमा राख्नु पर्थ्यो, and then I did it all, and at the end of the day the minimal viable product was also accepted by a lot of people around me, so that really gave me the courage to continue. And yeah, resources त्यसरी I started off, and team say I really start with minimum basic stuffs, like bootstrapping bhancha in a business ma. It's called like with whatever resources you have, you will make you can make the best out of it. Okay, so it's called bootstrapping in business terms. So मेरो चाहिँ दिमागमा त्यसरी नै चल्छ कि whatever resources I have, how can I make the best use of it भनेर. And then slowly being a student, it was very hectic to produce on my own, plus त्यो बेला त्यो electricity जाने बेला थियो where like there was no electricity at all, and then my parents would be like, oh my god, what is she doing, you know, like she's studying whole day, and at night 2 a.m. she's up to make chocolates because there's no electricity back then. So त्यस्तो situation हुन्थ्यो हैन. अनि then team चाहिँ कसरी build गरे भने चाहिँ I started with my housemaid itself, like whoever comes to clean our house, like they come for 2-3 hours. So I started with her. मैले के realize गरे भने 2-3 hours आएर पनि when I talked with her, what I realized was she used to go to 6 houses per day. अनि उले चाहिँ गफैमा what she said was like यति गर्दाखेरि पनि मेरो छोरालाई पढ्ने पैसा सेभ गर्न सक्दैन, खोइ के गर्ने होला. She was saying something like that, and I really felt for her. And then I said, दिदी मलाई हजुरलाई full time job दिन्छु हैन, which will save enough for your child to send him to a good school. So I'll give a full-time job in chocolate, making chocolates. I'll train you to make chocolates as well. She was very happy. And कति ठाउँमा जानु पनि नपर्ने, and it was paying her well as well. अनि त्यसो गरेर I started with one girl who was not, let's say I started with a girl who needed money. like let's say my maid itself, and slowly over a period of time we gathered a pool of girls, workers who can produce good quality chocolates and who are underprivileged as well, who needs that money to start something or send their children to schools or for family needs or so many things. Like we gathered those women, and usually my core team is all those underprivileged women who can produce good quality chocolates. No, I was living to my fullest. If you have to say, being a bachelor student, whatever you have studied, you guys are also a bachelor student, it's actually not applicable. It's like so many things that are theories or so many theses you do. It's not actually applicable until you start something of your own and make it applicable. It doesn't have to become that. There is a taboo in this society that a lot of people needs to become an entrepreneur, but it's not like that. It can be anything of your own. Like you can do a job and you can apply these theories and concepts that you have learned and be happy in it, because there is a difference in becoming an entrepreneur and still not becoming an, because I was सबैजना like entrepreneur बन्ने भनेर there's this craze in this market which I have been seeing these days, होइन. तर त्यो mindset चाहिन्छ कि to become an entrepreneur, because there's a lot of things that you have just asked you have, what did you forego. There's a lot of things you forego as well, because a lot of me time you forego, because 24 hours you are in that business, you are giving so much to that business so that that business sustains. So much of family time you forego, so much of friends are like भेट्ने, बाहिर जाने, so many things that you forego. So you have to be willing to forego that thing. And plus the mindset ki there is so many people who are willing to just get a job and have a good life, as in they don't have to much think about, like, because they value their family time, they value their friends time, you know. So if you are someone who can give fully to their job, there is nothing wrong in that, I'll say. So to a mindset हुन्छ, entrepreneur mindset छ भने, so whatever that you have learned in BBA, it can be useful in your entrepreneurial life as well. Very limited, I'll say, but it can be useful if you have a practical implication on whatever you do. You get a job, you have a practical implication on that. You get you do run something of your own. If you have something to apply, then it really sustains. Well, starting something is very hard. So it might be like BitterSweet भने पनि सुरु गर्दाखेरि I started in that moment, so it was a struggle for me. Plus I was a student, so it was a lot of studies pressure, plus starting up something is very hard. So त्यो कुरा छ. अनि then अब Little Nepal पनि I've just been a year I started, so Manpower को कुरा छ. So many things. The initial phase of starting up any business is very hard. What I understood is you have certain ambitions and aims in your life. So what I understood is if you work on that, no matter what your aims and ambitions are, it's just a period of time you reach there. So whatever failures that come along the way is making you good enough to reach there. So yeah, just stay on, move on. When I shared with my family, my dad, because he was the most important person in my life, and he was like, why are you doing this? Because you are very good in studies. And he had already had all his plans of making me a chartered accountant, because I was very good in studies. Well, I didn't want a desk job at all, because I was mostly a person who cannot just stay in one desk and do like for 12 hours. I cannot go. I was someone who have to interact with people. I have to know about what they want, and I was more a marketing person rather than a desk job person. So I chose my things, and I said that I really want to do this. I want to register my company and stuff like that. So initially he was like, very skeptical that okay, will she do it or will she not. अनि मैले चाहिँ आफ्नो यो pocket money हुन्छ नि त्यो बचाएर then I didn't even ask any money from my dad or mom or anyone. Pocket money बचाएर in 25,000 rupees I started a company, just 25,000. And then after that slowly मैले after a period of time, after a year and a half, when the business was rolling अनि त्यो गर्दाखेरि when I actually approached my dad and said okay, this is a serious business, I want to really excel in this भन्दाखेरि then he took me seriously because there was something to show, you know. So you have your thing actually यस्तो हो कि you have certain dreams and ambitions, and the same dreams and ambition your parents has or your society has, your peers has, those are their expectations, and certain expectations you have in your life which is very important for you. So what you do is whatever you are passionate and what you love to do, because at the end of the day, no matter who it is, if you excel in it and if you are happy, that's what they want actually. So yeah, follow your heart. Memorable story भनेर एउटा चाहिँ छैन, तर धेरै छ कि. There's so many memorable stories I have because when I started my business itself, I started with underprivileged women, हैन, and so it gives me so much of immense pleasure whenever I see their children's going to good school. So we make sure that it's their needs are fulfilled, you know, and we are catering and serving those underprivileged women as well. So it's like the materialistic profit bandani, the immense pleasure and happiness I give by serving those women is like, oh my god, you cannot measure it in any value or then there's so many things. That one thing I value throughout this journey is the connections that I've made. So many people that I know because I have done my own thing. And being a student also, I said that it was difficult, but it has really opened up a lot of gates, because being a student, I have an access to so many other students that studies in my university. There are faculties who help you. So starting early has really made me a better person or a better entrepreneur in so many ways. And plus the network that I have is so fantastic. You will say, hi, kids, and so like it's just like the people that I've earned makes me very happy and overwhelmed that okay, these are the things that I'll carry to my deathbed, just to like, okay, because it's not the money at the end of the day, it's the people that you have known or you have connected with, it's the people that you have helped. So yeah. Sweets was a young choice that I wanted to do something of my own, and then I started off like that. And then for hotel, I felt that there's a lot of hotels that really has too expensive prices, so I wanted a good 3-star hotel. Whatever that you pay is reasonable enough for your stay. So there's a lot, the face of there's अस्ति an article पढाएको थिएँ कि newspaper ma, and it's read like a lot of foreigners are coming in Nepal and the tourism is booming, but the spending of those tourists is decreasing. So the world scenario ne हेर्छौ भने tourism industry has changed itself. So paila if you just see about it, if you just think about it, only the rich people used to travel. Whoever had money used to travel around the world. So right now, even a student, even a school-going student or a school-going child would like to travel if they have some money. So they would like to travel, gain some exposure. So a lot of the crowd itself has changed who will come in for traveling and stuff. So you need to cater those masses and you need to build a place where they can comfortably travel in budget. So we have rooms from budget travelers to expensive ones. So I felt the need that budget travelers also need some quality in their traveling. So a good homestay kind of a feeling, which they have reasonably spent well for staying in certain good quality place, and plus which has a traditional touch to it. So it's a Little Nepal Inn is a mixture of tradition plus modern amenities. So it's not easy because from sweets, then after it was a bit good, it rolled good. Then I started my first hotel, Little Nepal Inn. And I'm happy that it started. It's been a year, it's good. So fingers crossed. Well, I have a lot of plans. So right now I'm about to start my own bakery line as well. So not yet this hotel. I'm happy because it's still a year, so I want to really progress in this. And then I want to, and your grandson is saying I want to start my own bakery. So the next plan is that. I'm a person who's fully involved with whatever I do, no matter it's hotel, no matter it's making chocolates, no matter it's now I'm coming up with bakery line, no matter it's bakery. So I'm fully involved with whatever I do. So that full involvement is what I seek for in the employees that I get. So I started with someone who can fully devote their time and energy in whatever that we are doing. So we started with underprivileged women who is very in need of this work, and it can really nurture them to become to have a good lifestyle around them. Yeah, it's mostly female. We have male employees as well, but very less. Not mostly. Here in यो होटलमा चाहिँ नेवारीमा चाहिँ कुरा हुन्छ धेरै जसो नेवारहरू छन् हैन. They're not necessarily. त्यहाँ उता चकलेट्समा फेरि नेवारीहरू धेरै छैन. Well, I'll say you are in 20s, you have a lot of energy within you, you have your dreams and ambitions. So choose one thing and get fully involved in that thing. So basically, when we are in 20s, we are confused what to choose. So be fully involved with whatever you do. It can be anything. And if you are fully involved, life will choose what you are supposed to do, and that will never get wrong. Definitely not what my family wanted because they had a lot of expectations of me becoming a chartered accountant. So yeah, I chose my own way and I'm very happy about it, and they are too. It really helped. As in Kusum, I really excelled in my studies as well as extracurricular activities. And it was a platform, it gave me a platform to start. That was Idea Studio, where my idea actually changed into my living reality of registering my chocolate venture. So it really helped. I am, as a person, a very happy-go-lucky person. I'm a very wherever life takes me, I'm happily going there, and then I love to meet people. I love to have a good conversation with them. So yeah, a happy-go-lucky person I would describe. I loved this one-liner of an English philosopher, and his name is Russell Burton, and he once said that if you think you are doing something very important in your life, you should take a holiday. So holiday doesn't mean that you run away from the situation you're in. Holiday doesn't mean that you leave whatever that you're doing. Holiday just means that in 24 hours of whatever you're doing, serious work you are doing, you just take a break from it. So whatever that's important, having a good conversation with your colleague, having a good conversation with your workers, having a good conversation with your customers, is really what other person is also wanting from you. So just taking a break from your seriousness is very important. Oh, it's a very sad thing that a lot of youths don't think that there is a lot of opportunity here in Nepal, you know. What amazes me is so many youths are going abroad and struggling when there are a lot of opportunities here to struggle for. plus there is no manpower, which are हामी युथ्सहरू भएर बाहिर गएर कसैकोमा काम गर्नु सत्ता बरु आफ्नै कुरामा काम गर्नु will generate much more happiness and generate much more satisfaction in you. So I'll really request all the youths to stay back and then strive for your country, strive for whatever that you are passionate about. And there are equal opportunities in Nepal as well. It's just about how you see the difficulties as opportunities. मैले चाहिँ सुरु गर्दाखेरि मैले सधैँ minimumबाटै सुरु गरेँ कि whenever I started like with available resources itself. I didn't do something very big, because when you plan for something very big, it's really that it will take a lot of time, plus it's when you work towards it, it just feels like it's not feasible enough. So whatever resources that you have, you just gather that and you start. हैन बुटस्ट्र्यापिङ गर्यो, मिनिमल भायबल प्रडक्ट ल्याएँ मैले हैन. सो पहिला त मलाई चकलेटै बनाउन आउँदैन थियो. I trained myself and then trained other people to make good quality chocolates. So minimal viable product आउन बित्तिकै I started with my canteen, which was there in my university, and then a lot of colleagues gave me feedback and then I worked on that, हैन. And so बिस्तारै गर्दाखेरि then there came a phase where I tried a lot of things, like मैले रेस्टुरेन्ट्सहरूमा जान्थेँ हैन. Then I tried pairing up chocolates with coffee, and then there is नेपालमा चाहिँ decaf coffee छैन कि. So मैले के गरेँ भने whenever you have a coffee with a piece of chocolates, it really reduces your jittery effect of caffeine. So it's like a decaf coffee, you know. So I went to a lot of restaurants and I promoted that way, but I found out what doesn't work and what works. And so there was a lot, and Yokura said it didn't work because a lot of people, youngsters, a lot of people just come to restaurant to eat food, right? Like, they don't come to search for a chocolate. So many stuff like I learned from the experience of going to the market and then giving them the product and knowing what they actually want. So what I figured out is there is a huge scope for corporate gifting. So a lot of people, really, companies give so many gifts to people. So I specialized on that. So it's about how you go to the market and serve them and know that what they want, not that you have a product and just you force feed them. A lot of people do that. You're like, मेरो products they want to force feed the market when it doesn't work like that. You have to always give a product that people want. So yeah, that what worked for me. So whatever I do it with full involvement. So I have a lot of dreams and ambitions, like I have a lot of them, and it's like from different areas, and it's just that I always say it's just the time you plan what you want in your life. And at this stage of my life, I really value my happiness. Happiness is whatever that gives me happiness is what I prioritize. So right now I'm an RJ. I work in Radio Nagpur 96.5 2 times a week. So talking to people and sharing my stories really gives me happiness. So I do those things. So right now I'm also learning yoga, and I love to do those things as well. So it's all about you making certain things your priority and working for it. So I'll not narrow down that these are the certain things that I'll do in my life, because life is supposed to be a journey of happiness, of pursuit of happiness. Because just see this in this perspective, that okay, you as a person, you want to get a job, you want to first get a bachelor's degree or a master's degree, you want to educate yourself, you want to get a job. Let's say somewhere down the line you want to open your own business, you want to have your family, you want to get married, you want to have a child. Everything we do is in a pursuit of our happiness. So I would suggest everyone out there that don't limit yourself to certain things that you'll do. Whatever that really makes you happy, you should just work for it. Just not like everything at once, but one at a time. It really works. Yeah, it usually happens. I have got like given talk programs and I've given my interviews and people just come to me and then say, "Hey, oh, Smriti didi रहेछ है भनेर." तर अब so it's an overwhelming thing for me, and I'll say everyone out there, don't try to be like me, because there is every individual is a unique piece in itself, and you have to become yourself. Then you'll excel in whatever that you do. I work with the customers really closely. Okay? If I supply my products to the businesses, I usually have a good relationship with that business. You know, the thing is, you have to give a product that is that person or that market wants. You know, so हामीले त्यो मान्छेलाई अब एउटा businessलाई एउटा product दिन भन्दा नि, we actually firstly meet that business and then we try to understand their brand. Then what kind of product they really want भनेर हैन. And so त्यो product to develop गर्दा गर्दै we take like about 2 months to 3 months to product generate गर्नलाई नै हैन. हामी त्यो बेलासम्म we are in constant, we are communicating with them and we are analyzing what would really increase their brand value in that product हैन. So त्यो बेलासम्म हामी transaction नै भएको छैन कि, we have not actually sold a single product to them. So त्यो कुरा गर्दा गर्दै we build a very good relationship with that business. So हाम्रो product अब त्यो businessबाट launch गर्दाखेरि पनि we always talk about like how can we improve on that product or what are the areas that is needed. We are always in constant communication, you know. So we are always working closely with our customers itself. Okay, so yeah, that really gives us an idea of like where we have to change or where we have to improve. Idea so. The best customer I have is a foreigner. His name is Dan, and he's from Japan actually. So he's a very big time sweet tooth person, and he craves for this fresh baked chocolates. Okay? So in Japan, wherever you walk, there's a homemade chocolate stall where you can get variety of chocolates. But because he's stationed here in Nepal for certain years, he couldn't find that. So when he found me, he was like so happy. So he's like one of my regular customer, and he says that my chocolates actually give him happiness. So that is he's one of my best customer, and we are very good friends. So yeah, that is one incident that I'll say. Yeah. From the beginning itself, my notion is to give back to the society. Therefore, my core team form garदाखेरि it has been the team who needs that work, you know. So it's kind of middle base of this company itself is to give back to the society itself. So my core team is fantastic bunch of women who are working for me, you know, and who needs this money for their thing, you know. So त्यो भयो. Then it's really, I always say that my chocolates are not that we sell chocolates भनेको brand गरेछ. It's all about we sell memories भनेर. So therefore we customize on the chocolate. So if someone gives a dairy milk, then it's just like dairy milk written, nothing personalized, right? So if someone just writes your name or any message they want, then it's customized. It's like it's fulfilling that customize to personalization need. So want bhaire, then we are catering to that need. Plus our team is formed in such a way that we are giving back to the society. Like, I have not like literally given charity or stuff like that. Maybe in future, but not right now. I don't have a role model. Like in life itself, if you just ask me that when I was a child I had, because there's so many things that you want to become, right now I have reached that stage in my life where I do not look up to someone, plus I do not look down on someone. It's just I look at everyone as the way they are. Okay, so I really don't idolize someone. I want to be like that, but I want people to know me rather than I want to be someone, because I don't want to be a copy of someone. That's the thing, because you have to know who is you and what you are really good at doing, then that's how you shine. After so many people see this video, they really would like to be like me, but I'll say, please don't be like me. Be like yourself. The best version of you can become. Then people will know, okay, this is Smriti Tuladhar. This is me. Then people will know, rather than becoming a copy of someone, which doesn't make sense. There is a person, someone like him, so why do you want to become like him? So yeah, be the best version of you. So my ideal is becoming the best version of myself. Yeah.